So I was just looking at Netflix. There was a movie about September 11, 2001, when the planes crashed into the World Trade Center, the Twin Towers in New York. Um, the also, the Pentagon. Damn. And then there was one in PA. Basically, when the terrorists took over the airplanes, American Airlines, and killed all those people. I was watching a movie, and I can't think of the name of the movie on Netflix, but it was that flight where the crew at the end, very end, they said, you know what, we gonna die. Let's just try to take these people out. So they went after the terrorists, and it was touching. It was very touching, which led me to look at all these videos, the voices of the tower, inside the tower. It led me to look at even, damn, what is the dude's name? I forget the guy's name. One of the terrorists. They had a documentary on him, the terrorist behind the situation. And it was just touching. It was touching how you could hear people calling their families, their voice messages of them. One lady was panicking, and it was just so sad. She called her family member, and she was saying, "Oh my God, I'm in the," and the ambulance, like the emergency services, and she was like, "I can't breathe. I'm having a hard time breathing. Am I gonna die? Oh my God, oh my God!" And in the 911, they had to keep her. The lady had to keep her calm. She's just like, "Am I gonna die? Oh my God, I feel like I'm dying now." And it's just like, it was so sad to hear her. It was like the last of her life, man. It made me scared. Like, anything can happen. Anything can happen. That's why, honey, I try to pray. I pray waking up in the morning. Thank you, Lord, for waking me up in the morning. I got to do better at night because I kind of slacked. But it just lets you know that you're not in control of your own life. That, it was dangerous. And then when in the specific movie, of that specific flight that landed in PA, they didn't land into their destination because what do you call them? My mind is like blank. Passengers in the plane start taking over, so they didn't get the terrorists didn't get to slam into. I guess they was going for the Capitol. That's what people assumed. They didn't get to because of the passengers. But on the movie, they showed like those final moments, and kind of like what happened, and they had it documented because you had the flight attendants' real voice, telling what was going on. You had the people calling their families. It was really horrific. Like, that whole time, I remember I was a year out of high school. Because I was 19 at that time, and it was 2001, so it was already a year of me being out of high school. And I just remember everybody was shook. Everybody was devastated. There was one guy who was on the very top. Like, the plane crashed here. He was up here. I don't know if it was 106th floor where he was, and he was as calm as ever, and he called the news, and he was telling the news that, hi, I'm trapped up in here. They don't want us to leave. They want us to stay in the building. He said he's trapped there. He couldn't even if he tried to get out, it was so dark and smoky, and there, because of the debris and all, everything felt falling apart. He couldn't really get out and find his way because it was dark. It was just so on the edge, like crazy. That whole situation, I was like, why did they tell them to stay in? They was most of the emergency services was telling the people to stay in their office. Would you stay in your office? Like, if you could, one guy, I heard him, he say, look, if you can get out, get out. But if you can't, stay where you are. Because they didn't know, that's makeup. They didn't know if there was going to be like other, pieces flying around, desks. They didn't know the collision. But it kind of irritated me that a lot of them was saying stay in your office. First of all, I don't know what I'd do in that situation. And I pray to God I don't, or no one I know, not even anyone, be in that situation. But stay in the office, honey. I'm going to pray and I'm going to move. And I don't know, I just pay tribute. Like, I just thank God for all them, the people, the brave people that actually, you know, tried to help another person. There was a man that he said, look, he said he just kept going. He said he got into the hallway where the exit was normally at. It wasn't even there anymore. He said that the building even slanted. And so the hall was slanted, and he just felt like he should keep going. And then he managed to get down a couple steps, couple floors down. When he got down to this floor, he said he just called his wife and left a message because she wasn't home. She was on her on the train, and she was on her way to work. So he managed to get down there. Andrea. He managed to get down there and get on the phone, call his wife, left a message. He said that he went down to another flight. He kept trying to call. But look, it's time to get out. I see you when I get out. But anyway, that was good. He called, you know, just because he loved her. And that's a real man anyway, that's going to call his wife in that time of the moment. Stop on the floor when you got your chance to get out. That's man, boy. So yeah, he got down there, and then he said it was like a security guard that was helping another man that was injured. He had head injury, and the security guard said, you go tell them to come up here and help. I'm staying with this man. So he did. He went down to the next flight. The next stairs down, and he got on the phone and he called emergency services, and he kept as he went down floor to floor, he was stopping and he was calling. The man made it out. He said his instincts told him, keep going, don't stop. I mean, I could imagine that's probably what the best thing to do is follow your instincts. And although you're going to see you scared, and you just keep going. And that's just a lesson in life on its own. I mean, when you stuck and you caught up in the dark, and what surrounds you are dark clouds and heavy feelings and emotions and depression, and when you don't see a way out, keep praying and keep going. Follow your heart. Follow your drive. Don't leave. Don't let your passion die. Don't let that fire die, because that man lived. There were other people. There was a fighter who was on the force, they said 11 years, if I'm not mistaken. The man went up all the way up. He kept reporting. You could hear him reporting. I'm on the 31st floor. I'm on the 44th floor. I'm on the 55th floor. When he finally got to the 79th floor, nothing else came. He didn't call back at all, and he was gone. There were people jumping out the windows. One man said he was on the phone and he was saying, talking to his loved one, and he said, or was it the news? See, there was so damn much. He said, I see a woman, he said the woman looked, as she jumped out the window off the 100 and something floor of the Twin Towers. And as she went down, he said he saw two people and they was calm. He said he was scared. The lady looked him in his eyes. He said he was scared. He never saw that. Of course, that's something scary. It was just the whole thing. It just reminded me of that moment when that happened, how the world panicked. And not to take life for granted, because anything anything can happen. And it's important that you got to watch everything now. You got to watch your kids, yourself. You should pray. It's good. And so I just thought I'd share that. And that's all. I guess the lesson about all I'm saying is that there are more things in life to worry about. There are people lost their family. Some child lost their dad. Some wife lost their husband. Some husband lost their wife. This woman lost her brother. And we worried about little dumb things. We worried about minor things, and people are dying. People are trapped. They could not get out. Oh my God. thousands of people was up there when that plane went through the towers. They said that they had a meeting, and the man called and reported and said, "Hi, we're stuck. There's over 100 people up here. There's over 1,000 people up in this meeting, and all of us are stuck in the dark. Smoke everywhere. No way out. Building on fire under you. Like, what in the world? Like, that is the most tragic and scariest thing. And imagine not being ready to die and meet the Lord. Woo! Something to think about. I just thought I'd drop that on y'all. Don't forget about that, y'all. Don't forget about that, because these people lost their lives, and I don't think we should, as Americans, people that live in Americans, even if you're not from here, this is something that we gotta remember, that tragedy can strike at any time. And the last thing I'm gonna say is, one thing I can say about was good was that people start walking. They evacuated. Our training in America is pretty good, as far as, like, if a fire takes place, we have those fire drills. It kind of worked because they follow suit on out of the city. They got up out that city, and everybody was, organized. Everybody walked out. Everybody knew evacuate. It wasn't a bunch of people trying to hide, stay behind and panic. No, we was moving away from trouble. So I don't know. Check it out, y'all. If y'all dare, if you want, that's all I just wanted to share. That was a tragic thing that happened. And leave your comments. Where were you? Where were you when that happened? And just pray for one another, because really, we all need it. Peace.